Alright, we are back with the third installment of the Art of Shortcuts in Mario Kart World. This has been such a fun series to do, and I wish I could give credit to people who find out these massive shortcuts, but it's just so hard to pinpoint the exact people that find them out. So today we'll be taking a look at Wario Shipyard, Salty Speedway, and the single hardest shortcut I've ever practiced so far on Whistle's Top Summit. Let's start off with Salty Speedway. The first time I saw this shortcut was from Shortcut.
This insane shortcut on Salty Speedway. After coming up the stairs, you can line up a mini turbo trick and trick on this pole to take a shortcut over the grass without a mushroom.
And I thought, that's pretty cool. And then I found out that this is not actually where you want to start the shortcut from. So here is how it really goes. So when you get to the waterfall, you need to charge a jump. Then you need to perform 2 tricks to the left so that you can land on the higher side of the track. It's very important here that you hold a hard left or else you'll fall off every single time. But don't hold for too long or the grass will slow you down. When you get to this square, that's when you want to aim for the rail and trick right before hitting the boxes. Now trick off the ramp and land on the rail. When you land on the rail, you don't want to trick at the very end, but slightly before the edge, or else you'll land too far to trick on the pole. And then once you hit the pole, aim for the tree, and there you go. The shortcut is over. This shortcut is really fun to do, and I'd actually put this at a medium difficulty. So you should definitely go for this as many times as you can in a race. Next up, we got our first shroom shortcut so far. This one looks insane and is super fun to do. And I think this is the standard of how shortcuts should be like in Mario Kart World. So it goes like this. Right after the tunnel, you have a jump to charge. And the water makes it a bit annoying, but right here is where you want to land. At the very end of the rail, you want to trick to the left and aim for the tree. Try not to overshoot it though. Now here is when the mushroom comes into play. So we know you can bounce out of the water by pressing a trick button. Just like in the water, you can bounce out by pressing the trick button. So as soon as you land in the water, you have to use the mushroom and use the sand as a ramp. That will give you just enough airtime to touch the pole and continue tricking to the left. It looks hard to do, but the trick for me was acting as if the beach was a ramp. And since the shroom boost lasts a good amount of time, the timing shouldn't be much of a problem. I would say the hardest part of this is keeping track of where the pole is once you land in the water, because I have completely missed it a bunch of times. So you have to keep an eye on it as you land. Okay, so I saved the best for last, which is the hardest shortcut I've ever done so far. I think I spent like 3 hours practicing this shortcut, and the timing is obnoxiously tricky, but it saves a ridiculous amount of time. Here's what you have to do. After going through the tunnel, trick and land on the yellow rail. Do a trick forward and stay on the yellow path. Now here is the hard part. When you get to the third square, that's when you trick to the left, and you need to do 2 of them. Wait until you can trick at the last possible moment so that you hit the corner of this sign and have the momentum carry you all the way to the top. When you reach the edge, trick on the wall, and then right before reaching the Shy Guys, trick to the left onto the rail. While in midair though, you can hold right to not just fly past the rail, because that can happen. This specific part is where I failed the shortcut the most. I couldn't reach the top, but for some reason every time I would do 2 tricks, I would have enough momentum to get up there. So I wanted to make sure I could pull this off consistently before showing you guys how to actually do it. But that's going to be all for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed the shortcut video.